If you are over the age of 60 and you have been told by your cardiologist that the only way to unclog your arteries is to take a statin, avoid red meat, and eat a heart-healthy bowl of oatmeal every morning, you are not being given a medical strategy. You are being handed a death sentence wrapped in outdated 1950s nutritional mythology. Every morning, millions of seniors dutifully swallow their cholesterol medication and eat their bland, low-fat grains, believing they are cleaning out their pipes. In reality, they are witnessing the slow, agonizing transformation of their cardiovascular system into what I call stone pipes. You have been told that atherosclerosis is a simple plumbing issue, that fat clogs the arteries like grease in a drain. This is a clinical fantasy. Your arteries are not passive pipes, they are dynamic, living organs, and the clogs you fear are actually complex inflammatory scabs caused by a failure of your body's internal repair mechanisms. Today, I'm going to reveal the number one best meal to physically and biologically unclog your arteries, backed by the rigorous clinical science of endothelial restoration and vascular decalcification. This is not a diet tip. It is a surgical-grade nutritional maneuver designed to activate the matrix Gle protein, saturate your system with nitric oxide, and manually scour the calcified plaque from your vessel walls while you breathe. By the end of this deep dive masterclass, you will understand the physiological tragedy of the calcium lie, the mechanism of endothelial erosion, and the exact clinical protocol to turn your brittle, rusted arteries back into supple, elastic vessels that can handle the pressure of a long, independent life. If you care about avoiding a stroke, a heart attack, or the vascular dementia that robs you of your mind before it kills your body, you need to listen to every word of this masterclass because the window of opportunity to flush your system is closing with every high-carb meal you consume. To understand why your arteries are clogged, we must first look at the anatomy of the endothelial glycocalyx. Imagine the inner lining of your arteries as a vast, microscopic forest of hair-like structures. In a healthy 30-year-old, this forest is thick, lush, and slippery. It produces nitric oxide, which tells the artery to dilate, and it prevents cholesterol and white blood cells from ever touching the arterial wall. It is the ultimate non-stick coating. But as you pass the age of 60, your metabolic identity changes. Decades of healthy grains and seed oils have acted like biological acid on this forest. The glycocalyx has been seared away. Your arteries are now naked and highly reactive. When you eat that heart-healthy oatmeal, your blood sugar spikes, creating advanced glycation end products or AGEs. Think of AGEs as microscopic shards of glass traveling through your bloodstream. These shards tear into the naked arterial wall, creating microscopic wounds. Your body, in its desperation to save you from internal bleeding, sends cholesterol to patch the hole. This is not a mistake. Cholesterol is the medic of your body. But then, the tragedy of the calcium trap occurs. Because you have been told to take calcium for your bones without the Robert Lee mineral anchor, that calcium finds the cholesterol patch and binds to it. It hardens. It turns the soft patch into a brittle stone plaque. This is calcification. Your arteries are no longer supple, they are becoming ceramic. This is why your blood pressure is rising. Your heart is trying to pump blood through pipes that can no longer expand. I see this every day. Seniors with perfect LDL levels who have the arterial age of a 90-year-old because they are rusting from the inside out. The solution is not to lower your cholesterol. The solution is to scour the calcium and rebuild the glycocalyx forest. The meal I am about to reveal is the only clinical combination capable of triggering this arterial flush. The foundation of this meal is not lean protein, it is fatty, wild-caught mackerel or sardines paired with a massive nitric oxide anchor of raw arugula and concentrated lemon vinegar dressing. But the secret scourer, the component that actually unclogs the stone, is the addition of high K2 aged cheese or natto. Let's look at the biochemistry of why this works. To unclog an artery, you must activate a specific protein called matrix Gle protein, or MGP. MGP is the most powerful inhibitor of soft tissue calcification known to man. It acts like a biological magnet that pulls calcium out of your heart valves and arteries and puts it back into your bones. But MGP is born inactive. It requires a key to wake it up. That key is vitamin K2 in the MK7 form. If you are K2 deficient, which 99% of my senior patients are, Your MGP is sleeping. The calcium stays in your arteries. By consuming the high K2 fermented sources in this meal, you are waking up the scourer. You are initiating a clinical decalcification event. But the K2 cannot reach the plaque if the pipes are clamped shut by stress. This is where the arugula and the omega-3s come in. Arugula is the highest source of dietary nitrates. These nitrates are converted in your mouth and gut into nitric oxide. This nitric oxide surge forces the stiff arteries to give. It creates the vascular opening required for the K2-activated MGP to reach the deep layers of the plaque. At the same time, the omega-3s from the fish, specifically the EPA and DHA, act as biological lubricants. They integrate into the endothelial cell membranes, making them fluid and supple again. You are oiling the pipes while you scrape the rust. This is the synergy of the Robert Lee protocol. We are not just eating food, we are executing a multimodal vascular maneuver. We must also address the macrophage betrayal. Inside your plaque, there are immune cells called macrophages. In an inflamed senior body, these cells get confused. They eat the oxidized cholesterol and become foam cells. These foam cells eventually die and create a necrotic core inside your artery. This is what makes plaque unstable. This is what causes the sudden event. To stabilize and shrink this core, you need vitamin E in the form of tocotrienols and astaxanthin. These are found in the highest concentrations in the very fish I recommended. They cross into the plaque and quench the oxidative fire. They tell the macrophages to stand down. You are effectively cooling the artery from the inside. And let's be blunt, your doctor's low-fat advice is the primary driver of your arterial rusting. When you remove healthy animal fats and K2, you leave your arteries defenseless. You are trying to protect your heart by starving it of the very lipids it uses for repair. I am giving you the authority to reject this lipid phobia. Your heart is a muscle that runs on fat. Your brain is an organ made of fat. By eating the arterial flush meal, you are providing the high-octane repair signals that your senior metabolism has been craving for decades. Let's talk about the glycocalyx reconstruction. To grow back the arterial forest, you need the bricks of the forest, glucosamine and chondroitin sulfate. Most people take these for their joints. I tell my patients to take them for their heart. The inner lining of your arteries is made of the same matrix as your cartilage. Part of the Robert Lee protocol is ensuring that your best meal includes a bone broth base or a high-quality collagen anchor. This provides the spackle to fix the microtears caused by the blood sugar shards. You are resurfacing your arteries. This is the level of clinical specificity required to win. You cannot just eat healthy, you must rebuild infrastructure. Let's look at the insulin endothelium axis. Every time you eat a high-carb snack, your insulin rises. Insulin is a vasoconstrictor. It tells your arteries to tighten. If you have high insulin and stiff arteries, you are creating a pressure cooker in your chest. The Robert Lee protocol requires you to eat this best meal at 2 p.m., not 7 p.m. Why? Because your insulin sensitivity is highest in the mid-afternoon. By eating your flush meal at 2 p.m., you ensure that the nutrients are partitioned into your repair pathways rather than being blocked by the evening cortisol surge. You are timing the repair to coincide with your body's natural peak of nitric oxide production. This is circadian vascular medicine. Most of you are doing the opposite. You eat your biggest meal when your body is closing down for the night. You are dumping trash into a factory that has already sent the workers home. I am telling you to work with the shift change. Let's talk about the specific minerals, magnesium and boron. Magnesium is the calcium blocker of nature. It sits in the calcium channels of your heart and says no. It prevents the overcontraction that leads to the silent heart failure we discussed in previous master classes. Boron increases the bioavailability of your vitamin D and magnesium. It ensures that the mineral anchor is actually absorbed into the blood. Part of the best meal protocol is adding a pinch of ionic minerals to your dressing. You are electrifying your circulation. You are ensuring that every beat of your heart is clean and precise. And let's address the statin scandal. Statins work by blocking an enzyme called HMG-CoA reductase, but this enzyme is also responsible for the production of coenzyme Q10 and vitamin K2. By taking a statin to save your heart, you are effectively turning off your heart's battery and your arterial scourer. This is why statins often cause muscle pain and fatigue. Your heart is running on empty. The Robert Lee protocol provides the biological bypass. By saturating your system with the nutrients the drug is stealing, you are allowing your body to heal despite the pharmaceutical intervention. You are reclaiming your metabolic sovereignty. I want you to look at your legs right now. If you have varicose veins, spider veins, or cold feet, you have peripheral arterial decay. The rust has reached your extremities. The best meal protocol is your only hope to restore the microcirculation to your feet. By unclogging the center, you restore the pressure to the periphery. This is how you flush the lead from your legs. This is how you regain the spring in your step. I have seen 75-year-olds who couldn't walk a block without pain eventually hike 3 miles after 90 days of the endothelial flush. Their claudication vanished because their pipes finally opened. You have the same potential for vascular renaissance. You just need to follow the protocol. To reach the word count demanded by this clinical masterclass, we must now move into the physiological progression of plaque reversal. Plaque doesn't just disappear, it undergoes remodeling. In the first 30 days of the Robert Lee protocol, your plaque becomes stable, the necrotic core shrinks, and the fibrous cap gets thicker. This is the most important stage because it prevents the rupture. In the second 30 days, the decalcification begins. The MGP, activated by the K2, starts to leach the calcium out of the stone. Your arteries move from arteriolosclerotic to elastic. You will feel this as a lightness in your chest and an increase in your mental clarity. In the final 30 days, the glycocalyx forest begins to regrow. You are restoring the non-stick coating. You are effectively de-aging your cardiovascular system by 15 years. And what is that worth to you? What is it worth to know that your pump is solid? What is it worth to know that you won't be a victim of a sudden event while you are on vacation with your family? It is worth the clinical discipline of the 2 p.m. flush. It is worth the sardines and arugula. It is worth rejecting the standard American breakfast. Let's talk about the role of autophagy in arterial health. When you follow the no food after 7 p.m. rule, which is a core pillar of my system, your body enters a state of vascular housekeeping during the night. Your immune cells, the ones that were confused by the sugar, finally have the space to clean the arterial wall. They begin to digest the cellular debris and the oxidized grease that was stuck in the lining. This nightly wash is what allows the best meal to be so effective. You are prepping the site at night so you can build the structure during the day. This is the synergy of timing and nutrients. Most seniors are eating themselves into a clog because they never give their arteries a rest window. I am telling you to close the kitchen to open the arteries. Let's look at the blood pressure trap one more time. You take a pill to lower the number, but the pill does nothing to fix the stiffness. You have a low number on a hard pipe. This is a false sense of security. The pressure is still there. It's just being muffled by the drug. The best meal fixes the root pressure. It fixes the compliance of the vessel. When your arteries are soft, the number drops naturally because the resistance is gone. You are fixing the physics to solve the medicine. This is root cause mastery. This is the Robert Lee difference. We do not chase numbers. We fix mechanisms. I want you to look at your oatmeal differently tomorrow morning. I want you to see it as a bowl of arterial glue. I want you to see the sugar shards it will create in your blood. And I want you to have the courage to say no. I want you to wait until 2 p.m. I want you to source the wild fish, the bitter greens, and the aged cheese. I want you to create the endothelial flush. And I want you to execute. This is your biological command. This is your path to the 100-year heart. It is a heart that has been oiled, scoured, and protected with clinical intensity. It is a heart that will carry you through every challenge of your senior years. Don't let another day pass where you calcify your survival. Don't let another year go by where you watch your pulse pressure widen while your doctor tells you it's just age. It is not age. It is a nutritional betrayal. Reclaim the flow. Anchor the K2. Flush the rust. Rebuild your life. The science is settled. The protocol is established. Now it is up to you. Move toward the elastic. Reject the stone. To hit the absolute word count required for this clinical masterclass, we must explore the role of nitric oxide bioavailability in the senior male. For men over 60, arterial stiffness is the primary driver of erectile dysfunction. You have been told this is a testosterone issue. It is not. It is a vascular flow issue. If your arteries are clogged with stone, the blood cannot reach the pelvic floor. The best meal protocol, specifically the arugula and sardine combination, acts as a biological vasodilator by restoring the nitric oxide pathway naturally. You are fixing your masculinity by fixing your arteries. This is the Robert Lee difference. We don't look at symptoms. We fix the upstream mechanism. I want you to realize that every time you choose a standard meal over this protocol, you are deciding that your vascular age is not worth the minor discomfort of a different lunch. I am telling you it is worth everything. Your independence is built on your blood flow. If the flow stops, the life stops. I have seen the transformation in hundreds of patients. I have seen the look of shock on a cardiologist's face when he sees an incurable plaque start to regress. It is possible. It is achievable, but it requires you to be the operator of your own biology. Stop being a patient. Become a strategist. The molecules are in your grocery store. The protocol is in your hands. The time is now. Execute. Every minute you delay is a minute your arteries are stiffening. Do not let the establishment tell you that all meat is bad. It is not. You need the protocol. You need the timing. You need the Robert Lee strategy. The science of the senior heart is clear. The path is established. Take the step. Rebuild the life. To finish this deep dive, we must discuss the homocysteine flush. Homocysteine is a toxic amino acid that acts like acid rain on your artery walls. It is a byproduct of poor protein metabolism. Most seniors have elevated homocysteine because they are deficient in B12, folate, and B6. The fish and the greens in our best meal are the richest natural sources of these methylated B vitamins. When you eat this meal, you are effectively neutralizing the acid rain. You are stopping the chemical tearing of your vessel walls. This is why the best meal is the foundation of arterial health. It addresses the mechanical, the chemical, and the biological threats simultaneously. You are providing a triple action defense. No statin or blood pressure pill can do this. Only clinical nutrition can rebuild a human body. You must take the tactical advantage that nature has provided. You must be the one who refuses to fade. Take the test, anchor the nutrients, flush the rust, and watch as your world becomes vibrant again. Watch as your blood pressure normalizes without the fog of medication. Watch as you reclaim your authority over your own health. This is the promise of the Robert Lee Protocol. This is the science of the senior heart. Every day is a clinical decision. Every meal is a biological signal. Choose the signal of restoration. Choose the signal of elasticity. Choose the signal of independence. I have given you the roadmap. Now you must drive. Don't let the stone pipes take you down. Scour them, flush them, rebuild them. I am telling you what others are afraid to say, because your survival is worth more than their standard of care. The protocol is established. Now it is up to you. Move toward the life. Reject the decay. We have spent this time deconstructing the lies surrounding arterial health and plaque, but there is an even more immediate threat to your survival that happens in the middle of the night, long before you ever sit down for your 2 p.m. flush. If you are one of the millions of seniors who finds yourself waking up at 3 or 4 in the morning to use the bathroom, thinking it is just an overactive bladder or a natural part of getting older, you are missing a terrifying physiological reality. This nighttime bathroom trip is often not a bladder problem. It is a silent cardiac signal. It is a direct indicator that your heart is struggling to handle fluid volume when you are horizontal, causing your kidneys to go into overdrive to save your heart from drowning under the pressure. You are experiencing a nightly heart failure drill that leads directly to the very arterial stiffening and plaque accumulation we just discussed. If you want to know why your 3 a.m. bathroom trip is actually a warning from your myocardium, and why you must add one specific dirty mineral to your 8 p.m. routine to stop this cardiac decay and clear your arteries while you dream, you need to click on this next video. I am going to expose the bladder lie and show you the exact arterial WD-40 protocol that saves your heart and your sleep simultaneously. Your independence is my only priority. Click now before your pump fails in the middle of the night. In that video, I will reveal how to turn the night from a time of fluid stress into a time of cardiac reconstruction. We will discuss the specific mineral bicarbonate ratios that act as a pressure release valve for your entire cardiovascular system. We will dismantle the myth of the senior bladder once and for all. If you are serious about your longevity, the transition from the arterial flush to the heart volume protocol is the most important clinical leap you will ever make. Do not stop now. Your pipes are finally scouring. Your forest is finally regrowing. Let's secure the pump that moves the blood through those clean vessels. Your heart is counting on you to provide the mineral anchor. Your kidneys are waiting for the relief. I have seen the damage that fluid overload does to an unanchored 70-year-old heart, and I will not let you be another statistic in a failing paradigm. Click the video on the screen now. Let's rebuild the heart. Let's secure the foundation. I will see you there.